Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we are doing another Draft League 6222 Eldritch Moon, Shadows over Innistrad. I think we're rapidly approaching the pre-release, though, of Kaladesh. I believe it's next weekend, so hope you're all looking forward to that. I apologize if the videos have been slightly slower to come out, but it's just because I'm gearing up for Kaladesh. I'm all ready to do some videos for you guys. This is actually a tough pick. It's Sanctifier versus Clear Shot here, and I kind of want to go Sanctifier. I really think the upside of this card is huge. Like, it gives you an amazing late game plan. It can kill opponents. Clear Shot's an amazing card. It's really difficult. I'm going to take the rare just because Sanctifier has won some games, so has Clear Shot. I think I wouldn't fault anybody for taking the Clear Shot there, and I'm sure there's going to be some people that are going to tell me I should have just taken it, but I really do have a lot of faith in Sanctifier of Souls. Faith. Sanctifier. It works perfect. All right, probably just take the Restraints here over the Werewolf, just to stay on color with our first pick. I think Werewolf I think it's slightly better than Choking Restraints, but Restraints is at least a very premium removal spell, so I'm cool with that. Man, I talked about how much I love Abundant Maw, and then I just get destroyed by it in draft. This card is good. Believe me, people. I know I've said this format has sucked for me, but this card is good. All right, Restraints. Well, this is a slightly unexciting pack, isn't it? Well, we could take Brazen Wolves. We could take Extricator. I don't love Extricator anymore. I loved it a lot more early on, but I don't really love it anymore. I could just take it. Or I could just take Brazen Wolves and make a red-white thing happen. I just love... like, Brazen Wolves to me is so much better than Extricator. Yeah, I'm kind of off Extricator. I think we're just going to take the Wolves. I love this card. Okay, so now we can take Dawn Griff. There's a Tattered Haunter. I do love Tattered Haunter, too. And Blue-White Skies is fine, but I think we'll take Dawn Griff. I mean, we want to continue to take playable white cards. I can't imagine myself in a world where I'm cutting Dawn Griff. So we'll take it. There's an Elite, a Herald, a Haunter. Good cards in black and blue, but we're going to take white. I see. So there's a Greeting, which goes with our Wolves. White pick, we don't have one. We have a Behemoth and a Scab. Fifth pick, Behemoth, may be the sign we're looking for. Greeting is a tough card to play if you don't have Madness Outlets. This card really shines in blue-red and red-black, but not so much white-red. And I've come around full circle on Fragment, too. I just like this card now. I've won too many games with it now, and I've lost too many games against it, and now I finally understand. Yes, as odd as this card is, and as random as the ability feels, it is a good card. And you will win games with Cryptolith Fragment, and you should play it. But I'm going to take the Behemoth, because I know this card's good. Wow, Scuttler? All right. You know what? I like blue-white. There are like cards like Desperate Sentry that are going to be good emerge fodder, and Scuttler and Behemoth are fantastic cards anyway, so we'll take it. And I'm fine. I have no problem playing these cards. So there's Convolute. Campaign of Vengeance, not quite worth the splash. We'd probably just take the Terrarian for a splash. Or Help Delirium that we don't have currently. But Convolute's whatever anyway. So we'll take the Terrarian in case there's some bomb double color rare I want to splash. So this pack is a bit of a miss, right? Survivalist is the strongest card. All right, Borrowed Grace is good at least, and I do still want to play white. I have a Sanctifier and a Choking Restraints. I gave up that Clear Shot so that I could make this Sanctifier work. So we're gonna try and make it work. Borrowed Grace is a great card anyway, so it doesn't matter. I don't have regrets about that. Okay, so Laboratory Brute actually works kind of well with Scuttler, just for like feeding instants or sorceries, and it works well for Delirium, which we currently don't have. But I think I am going to take the Brute over a Mantle. I like Mantle. Oh, it also works well with Sanctifier too. That's right. Okay. Well, I don't know. I think I'd rather go for more of a Delirium sort of thing, because we can get some Desperate Sentries. We don't have to go deep Delirium. And I did pass an Extricator, which would look a lot better now with the Laboratory Brute. But, like I said, I don't have, like, regret about not taking Extricator. I'm still kind of down on the card. Alright, we're just going to take the white card now. And the blue card. Alright, well, Turn-Aside's actually main deckable. We're going to let someone have Swift Spinner. I think at this point I just kind of want to... I want to pull the trigger on this deck. I know what I want to do. And this is actually a very fine start. Like, we are perfectly fine here. Okay, so I could take Wretched Griff. I love that card. Yeah, Wretched Griff is a great first pick. It's a great card. Very strong. I've come to just love Emerge in this format. Certainly more exciting than Unsubstantiate. And Ironclad Slayer does bring back Restraints, which is actually good, but Wretched Griff is still better. So we'll take the Griff. We're going to need some, obviously some Emerge fodder, but Desperate Sentries tend to go late. At least they have for me, for the most part. So we could splash Certain Death. I've certainly done that before. Terrarian could help with that. We probably just want the Faith Bearer. Paladin. I like this card a lot. It's white, and I don't know. It's a good way to buy time. It's a roadblock that's not easily dealt with. So we'll take it. Abundant Maw and Giesen Geralf? Well, there's a card we can splash for. Do we have any other zombies, though? I don't think so. Oh, Laboratory Brute. Well, we can take a second Wretched Griff, or we can take the Angler. Angler looks great in this deck right now, by the way. With 3 colorless dudes. Like, I think we might just want the Angler over the second Wretched Griff. I wouldn't even mind taking a second Wretched Griff. Excuse me. I like Giesen Geralf a lot, but I don't think this is the right deck for it. And I'm feeling like we want the Angler over the Griff here. Just having 3 solid targets for it turns into a 4/5. 3-drop better than a 4-drop that requires some setup, even though I would definitely play a second Griff. But I just think this is the right deck for Angler. This is like totally the right deck for Angler. Especially with the Sanctifier and the Brute too. Ooh, this is a great time to pick up Lone Rider. And we're not giving up anything for it either. So I love Lone Rider. We have Borrowed Grace for it. We have Faith Bearer Paladin. So we have some good tools to assist it. And it's just one of those cards that is always terrifying for your opponent when they come across it. I could splash the Lurker, but I think I might just want the Scab here. We need some more early game. Like, our late game is solid. We are solid on late game. Scuttler's currently looking kind of bad. We basically just have a Borrowed Grace and a Turn-Aside, which is really not enough. But I don't really want to go out of my way to splash for Lurker when I already have 3 Emerge targets that don't require a splash. And Scab is just a great card. Very strong card. Okay, Maniac. You know what? I may actually just want the Desperate Sentry instead. I like the Maniac, but Sentry comes down earlier, so it lets me go turn 3 Sentry, turn 4 Griff, rather than turn 4 or turn 5 Griff. So for that reason, I kind of want to take the Sentry over the Maniac. Yeah, I think I'm going to. Well, there's a Certain Death. I don't really like Steadfast Cathar, and I don't think my deck's going to really want it. So I think I'm going to consider the Certain Death. I could get a white-black land and splash it off Terrarian in the white-black land. I'm perfectly on board splashing Certain Death, by the way. I know some people think that's like crazy, but no. Certain Death is a legit good removal spell. I'm fine with splashing it. Especially in a deck that's got Lone Rider. The idea of attacking with a Lone Rider and then casting a Certain Death, that's so unlikely to happen, but if I ever were to flip a Lone Rider off a Certain Death, that would be so awesome. Wow. Super late Tattered Haunter pickup. We're going to easily take it over to second Dawn Griff. Both of these cards would be great, but I love Tattered Haunter. Really come to appreciate this card late in the format. Here we're just going to hate. We're going to take the, not hate, but we're going to take the blue card from this, so everybody's left with all the non-blue. All right, Convolute, playable. Probably not something I'm really going to play, though. All right, Fiendbinder's playable, definitely. Sigardizade. You know, I've gotten thrashed by Sigardizade. This is not the right deck for it. We're going to give these cards to our opponents. Let them do whatever they want with that. All right, so the deck has a plan, and it's a good plan, and Blue-White Flyers has been good to me for the most part. Also, a good read. Certain Death is actually good in this deck for Scuttler, too. Consider that. Scuttler, it's like a very premium card to bring back with Scuttler. Well, we're not going to splash Ever After, as cool, as awesome as that card is. Spectral Shepherd might just be the pick. We do have a Tattered Haunter currently. I don't know if we have any other spirits, though. Doesn't look like it. But it does fly. There's Compelling Deterrence. We do have a couple zombies. A couple Zambinis. So, I love Thraben and Spectre, too. And Spectre is fantastic. But I probably just want the flyer that I can actually use its ability for. So, there's also a Niblis, but we'll take the Shepherd. Ooh, well, you know what? We're going to take Choked Estuary. Because all I'm giving up for it is basically nothing, like an Expose Evil. So I'd rather just take something that's probably worth 50 cents and actually does help our mana base, since we can now splash Certain Death much, much easier. Okay, I like Emissary. I don't mind having one bounce spell, because we don't have any other bounce spells, right? And it's something to bring back with Scuttler. I mean, Scrutiny would be fine too, but I think there's more upside to just straight bouncing. It's like Kill Token. It's Combat Trick that draws is good value versus Kill Token or Get Rid of Aura. Both of which are kind of good in this format. I think we're just going to take the Just the Wind. Okay, get the Scrutiny anyway. I'm cool with that. Over a Nagging Thoughts, which I don't really care about anyway. Okay, Gargoyle's a great card. I really like Gargoyle a lot. Taking it over Catalog and Inspiring Captain and Sound Observer. I'm fine with that. Gargoyle's great. Block early, win game late. More stuff for Grizzled Angler to flip with. And now we have enough gas for this Scuttler too. So this is a good deck. I think this deck has every component I wanted. I wish there was a little bit more to flip Lone Rider with, but that's all right. So we can take the Storm Rider Spirit, the Press, or the Manic Scribe. What's the weakest card in our deck currently? Probably Convolute. I don't mind main decking Turnicide nowadays. I think that's fine. I wouldn't, maybe actually running a Convolute over a Turnicide, pay 2 extra mana but be able to just counter anything, could be better. I feel like we're just a wee bit 3-drop heavy at the moment. We're not deep enough on the Delirium plan to want the Manic Scribe. Probably just take the Evasive guy, and we are Blue-White Flyers. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out what we're cutting. So there's Lamplighter, just kind of a roadblock, and Cathar's Companion. I think we'll take the roadblock. It's probably not happening, I guess, but that's all right. So we only ended up with, what, 2 cards that can actually flip Lone Rider. So it's still a 2-mana 1/1 First Strike Lifelink, though, which is better than you'd think it would be. But yeah, I was kind of hoping for a couple more tools to flip Lone Rider. Like, you know, True Fate Sensor is a amazing one. Just get a 3-power First Strike creature that turns into, what, a 5/5 First Strike Trample Lifelink Vigilance. That seems difficult to beat. Angel of Deliverance. Well, besides the fact that it's 8 mana, I also can't easily get Delirium. I can get it. I have Artifact Creature Instant. I don't even think we have Sorcery. We have Enchantment. No, we do have Sorcery. So we could get Angel of Deliverance online, but I'll probably just take the Vessel. I like Vessel more. I just don't want to run an 8-drop in this deck when it doesn't need it. We already have all the bombs we need to win. And we even got some premium removal, so this deck has this deck's got everything I want. How many zombies do we have? We have Scab, Brute. I guess we have the Lamplighter, but that's not going to happen. What's this turn into? An Eldrazi Fish. I could run Deterrence over Just the Wind. I'm not going to really... I don't think I'm going to run Mob anyway. Expose Evil, got it back. Usually a good tempo card in a deck like this, but I don't know if this deck actually looks like it's going to tempo out. I'm just happy we have enough tools for our Scuttler now. I was a little concerned about that, but no, it all came together. All right, we'll take the Perish Blade. So I think we even ended up with enough flyers too, which is pretty awesome. We're just a little bit weak against X1 destruction, but only on a couple cards, so it's not that bad. And we ended up with a fair amount of flyers too, right? Haunter, Griff, Shepherd, Sanctifier makes flyers, Griff's a flyer, Stormrider's a flyer. So we have like 6 or 7 flyers. Vessel too. All right. Maybe actually Surgery in case there's some like rare or mythic sorcery I need to worry about. I just don't think I'm going to play Seagraph Scab. It does have good synergy with Deterrence, but second to last pick Scribe's kind of funny. The card, I mean, I remember when it was... Probably still is legit. I mean, I've lost against it post Eldritch Moon coming out, but only once. It really hasn't come up all that often. All right, so I'm really happy we picked up that Choked Estuary because I wanted to splash Certain Death anyway. I wanted a good premium removal to get back with Scuttler. Besides, I guess that's really the only premium spell I have to get back with it, so that's fine. So let's figure this out. I think we are running the Terrarian. Basically, yeah, just a fix for Certain Death. So I don't have to run a Swamp. So I can cut 3 creatures if I want. Probably like a Perish Blade doesn't need to be in here. I mean, maybe there's worse creatures. Fiendbinder's kind of whatever. Fiendbinder's fine, actually, but I don't need it. I think I'm going to cut the Fiendbinder. I'm thinking about cutting the Convolute and the Turn-Aside now. And one of our bounce spells. Probably the Just the Wind. I'd rather run Deterrence, since it hits more than just creatures and we don't have Madness outlets anyway. So I think all 3 of these are looking to get cut. And maybe even the Expose Evil too. But then what do I have to bring back with Scuttler? I'll have Scrutiny, Deterrence, Grace, and Certain Death. That's still enough. But I may want to cut a creature, actually. I kind of like all of our creatures, though. Even the Laboratory Brute seems fine. Feeds the Sanctifier, feeds the Scuttler, feeds the Angler, feeds the Sentry Plan. It's not bad. I'm counting flyers right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, sort of, 8. That's pretty good, actually. We have a good amount of evasion. We have some premium removal. I think the Expose Evil is going to get booted. I actually like the card, but I'd rather have Scrutiny, I think. And then we're still left with Sorcery, Enchantment, Enchantment, Instant, Artifact, Artifact Creature, and Land from Angler and Brute. So I think this deck honestly can get Delirium too, which is kind of cool. We're going to run 17 lands. Even though we're splashing black, it's not going to hurt our mana base because of Terrarian and Choked Estuary. So that's kind of nice too. Yeah, I think we're good. Curve's not bad. Got enough creatures. Yeah, this will do it. So, pretty evenly split, huh? Okay. So, no double white, no double blue. I guess we'll err towards white because blue is more of our top-end emerge stuff. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So we'll do no black, 9 white, 8 blue with the Choked Estuary. Although the Estuary wants you to have a island in hand, so it comes in untapped. And I guess Ingenious Scab wants blue mana, right? Choke Restraints kind of wants double white, but it's not really a big deal. Spectral Shepherd wants blue mana too. I guess Sanctifier wants white mana. It still kind of feels like we want it this way now, doesn't it? Maybe we do want 9/8 blue. Yeah, well, yeah, I think so. Like I said, the Scab, the Shepherd, and I don't care about restraints. So, okay, we'll do it the other way. So 9 blue sources, 8 white sources, and a pretty solid looking blue-white Skies deck with some good tools at its disposal. And I've splashed Certain Death before and definitely been happy with it. It's a good removal spell. So, yeah, this deck looks good to me. I think we're just going to save our deck and go into round 1. We'll see you then.